Right. Yeah. No, I'm super excited for season 2.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Season 2.
Yeah. It's so funny because Chris, everyone who I've talked to since then has been like, yeah, season 2 is crazy.
Like, come on. And I think that, not just the photo, but the caption is saying, is he alive or is he dead? That's all I want to know, right? And then he's just like, season 2, episode 4. Like, he's trying to tell us something. So the second early prediction, in my opinion. Hey everyone, Just Be here, and I want to do a quick video on what I think is going to be basically my early predictions for season 2 of Power Book 4 Force, aka Tommy, right? That's what we the fans call it. We just call it, yeah, we watching Tommy. You know what I'm saying? So I want to do a quick early predictions on this, right? Because I recently just spent the time rewatching all of season 1 of the show. And I originally watched it when it first aired, and that was like last year, January. But I'm like, let me get refreshed. So I want to maybe do some recaps and some looks into the episode after the fact, but I have to get reacquainted with it. But I gotta be honest with y'all, man. Like, rewatching season 1, that show, it might have needed some work, because it's like, when you look at it, right? When you heard the first time that, first off, Power was getting a spinoff after the show that ended, and you saw that trailer drop for the first time. We saw Tariq's getting the show. We saw Raising Kanan, was getting the prequel. We saw Tate was going to get a spinoff that got canceled. And then we saw Tommy. Like, oh, Tommy getting his own show? Oh, yeah, man. But season 1 could have been way better than it was. So I rewatched it last week, binge watched it, and it's like it's trying to find out what it's doing, and at the same time it's also kind of failing at it, right? And I think the reason, because we had to build up a whole world that was really and truly about another character. So the character of Tommy had, for the most part, always been used to prop up the character of Ghost, right? And so we, like the black community, right? Like, we've adopted Eminem as he's white, but we've adopted him as a black guy, right? I hope I don't get in problems for saying that, but you understand what I'm saying. It's the same way in which we've adopted Tommy as a part of black culture. And so we're thinking, wherever he go, we rocking with him. So he getting his own show, we rocking with that. That's basically going to be a continuation of what we've already seen before. And it was like, and from the interactions with the Flynn family and them not really having a clear, like, you had to kind of make up villains and action and whatnot inside season 1 of the show. And I was thinking about it. I was like, what's really and truly wrong with Tommy's show, right? What's the problem? Why is it that we can't find a way for the show to be as entertaining as the other ones are? Raising Kanan, no, I got no problems with Raising Kanan. I think it's a great show, takes place in a great time, and there's so much that you can do within that, and so many stories you can be able to create, so the fans can be able to and the audience can and love it and enjoy it. But with Tommy, it's not even so pacing. It's just, it was boring. And so I think that's no slight against Joseph Sikora or anyone that works on the show. But I think everyone knows that it had some issues, right? So this particular interview here that he did on the Crew Has It podcast. The Crew Has It podcast is hosted by the actors who play Braden and Tariq, right, on Ghost.
Right.
But like 99% of the time, I'm just like, yeah, let's take that picture. Let's do that thing. So reminding myself of gratitude. And here we are with the second season with Gary Lennon running the show. And it was every bit as amazing as I thought it was going to be. And the nice guys, the good guys can win too.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, I'm super excited for season 2.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Season 2.
Yeah. It's so funny because Chris, everyone who I've talked to since then has been like, yeah, season 2 is crazy. So we're super excited for that.
But think about how they got to keep stressing that, right? Like, it's good. Listen, it's good. It's good. Like, y'all, like, stick with us, right? Because they know. I think on the inside in the production, like, they know when the quality isn't what it's supposed to be. So I think Joseph, being a fan of his own show, and he really wants, the universe to work because he loves the character, he loves Power Universe, blah blah blah. Like, he's like, listen, yeah, we know we had a little rocky start, blah 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 blah, but it's good. But he can't come right out and say that because that's the people that he's working with. But that's why he kind of stress it like it's good, not like the other stuff, but it's good. Gary Lennon is the guy who basically came on at the end of the original Power, season 2, the end of the original Power, and he was, I think, a producer on there. So he is running the show now for season 2. So put this in context. We now have someone who was responsible for OG Power and the pacing, the tone, the story, like the action, everything we got in that. Basically, he's running ship of season 2 right now of book 4, and that is what we want. We want to bring us back to a time where we have that OG Power feeling, but now we're following Tommy's story. That's what the fans always wanted when we were talking about what the Tommy show would be, right? So I think the first thing we can expect now is there's going to be a complete, tonal shift from what we did before, what we've seen before, and if you look at a lot of the promos and whatnot that they've been putting out for season 2 so far, it looks really good. Like, just compare it side by side with the ones that we saw from season 1. It's just very different. The coloring is different. You can sense the energy, the environment, the vibe is different. They brought some new characters on that I think are really gonna help broaden out this world that we already have built around Tommy, and it's gonna cause us to be more invested in the character. Not just his character, but the characters around him, because I think the biggest thing was it was hard to have a vested interest in anyone else besides Tommy and then Liliana. I think it was a mistake for them to kill off Liliana, right? But I think if you create stories around people and expand their worlds and give us reasons to, emotionally connect to them, then we're going to find more concern to keep watching the show and not call it boring or anything like that. So I think they're going to do a good job of that. So that's my first early prediction, is that it's going to be a major tone shift. I think the second thing that I saw this last year sometime and I wanted to bring it back up, right? He posted this like last July, not this July, but July 2022. And he was basically halfway through filming season 2. And so he's like, look, is Ghost dead or is he alive, right? That's all they want to know. Power Book 4, Season 2, Episode 5, about to be in a can. So they were just wrapping it up, and then he tags the stars pages and whatnot, right? But here's the thing. I want to ask you guys a question as a fans. Why would you, as the lead actor, post this photo if there wasn't more to it? Like, come on. And I think that, not just the photo, but the caption is saying, is he alive or is he dead? That's all they want to know. Right? And then he's just like, season 2, episode 5. Like, he's trying to tell us something. So the second early prediction, in my opinion, is I think we're gonna see a lot of references to Tommy's past in this particular, not just the season, but around this block of episodes, kind of leading, if it's not episode 4, 5, 6, but just in that block right there, right? But particularly, I think we have the potential to maybe see some connection or something as it relates to Ghost in here. Y'all know me. I don't get my hopes up for nothing. I'm just saying that based off of what he kind of alluded to when they were shooting it and whatnot, like that's kind of a big thing to say and drop. Obviously, you're not going to spoil it if it is true. But at the same time, you want people to still keep a level of interest in it, and you're probably trying to drop a clue to us and as the fans, right? So, who knows? Maybe we'll see it happen. I mean, I'm down for it, right? So those are particular things I think is going on here. Lots of new characters that they're introducing into the mix to really beef up the story around Tommy. I personally think that Season 2 of Tommy's story really needs to help us understand more about the Tommy we don't know. If I was writing this out, right, I would say show us more of Tommy's family, not just Kate's side, right, but take us back now to his father's side. Like, did his father have brothers, right, before Tommy had to get rid of him? Like, take us more to the mob side, which I think was the Italian mob from New York. Like, I would have brought so many of those characters to weave them into Tommy's story. Let's follow up which was a major plot point that they dropped in season 1, which was Tommy was supposed to go to LA, but then he ended up in Chicago. Now, we saw in the very first episode of Force, he was talking to someone on the phone. He's basically saying, look, I don't work for you. You know, that's it. And we basically didn't hear from the guy anymore. I forgot the character's name, but like he was only on the phone. They seemed as if they were building up to something big, but like somewhere along the way, they just kind of dropped it. But I think that's a big, important point because we all thought he was going to California. So for you to now change the entire location and environment of the show, but you leave that in season 1, episode 1 as sort of something, you can't just dismiss it because you guys wanted to change it in the writer's room. So that's why I think one of my third predictions is that we're going to now see what happened and why it was that he decided not to go to California anymore, or why he was running away from California instead of wanting to build up his empire there. So I think those are my top 3 predictions for what I think is going to happen in season 2. I'm excited about it. I think I'm going to do some episode recaps as they come out, just because I am looking forward to having that OG power feel again within this particular show. So what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you guys think that this is actually going to be different? Do you think it's going to be better? Maybe you think it's going to be worse, right? What would you like to see happen personally in season 2 of Tommy? You know, y'all know we call it Tommy, right? But let me know in the comment section, guys. Hey, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.